So riddle me this, friends. Have you ever recorded a 20-minute podcast, assumed that you were all done, and then when you went back to listen to it, it sounded like absolute trash? Well, if you had that on my 2026 bingo card, then you could cover up that space. I am your technically challenged host, Jay Victor, and welcome to try number 3 of episode 48, the first episode of the new year 2026 of Official Rules, a sweepstakes podcast. I hope everybody had a fantastic holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, or anything else, and I hope you also had a safe and happy new year. Well, it looks like everything is recording much better, but I'm also going to take a pause here to do a quick listen to make sure I don't record the same podcast over and over and over again. I will be right back. And I'm back. Well, what do you know? It sounds fantastic. So let's run through this again. So this podcast started off as a passion project back in August of 2024. When I was laid off, really had nothing to do, started thinking about, well, what do I want to do to take up some time because I'm super bored? Well, friends, that's how we came up with Official Rules, a sweepstakes podcast. We took a hobby that I love, and then I just decided to talk about it ad nauseum while staring at a wall and a computer screen in my office. And here we go. We're up to 48 episodes. But like everything else, a time comes when you get busy, you're gonna go back to work, which, trust me, I love what I do because it's so much more different than the car business was. But what does that mean? That also means that I have a lot less time than I did when I started the podcast. I have commitments to family and friends. So what does that mean? Well, as you'll notice, the podcast, which used to be every week, kind of has a lot more breaks in between new episodes, and it's gone about a month or so lately. So that's what I'm going to do to keep it fresher and less stale, and just to come up with better ideas, longer top 10 lists or possibly top 20 lists. I'm going to be moving Official Rules, a sweepstakes podcast, to a monthly format, which will allow me to concentrate on putting out slightly better content, give me more time to plan, and just to free up some time in my life so I could concentrate on as important as this is to me. I have more important things in life, and hopefully it'll be a better experience for you, the listeners out there. But that being said, I look forward to continuing on and go further and further with the podcast. So what is great lately? Well, at the end of last year, I was one of many fortunate souls to win an Xbox through the 7-Eleven and Mr. Beast Feastables collab that was available at 7-Elevens and Speedways across the country. Now, why is this exciting? I mean, it's great to win anything nowadays, but as a gamer, it was definitely cool to win an Xbox, but even more so, the kind of big deal about this sweepstakes was, as soon as I read through the rules, looked at the submission guidelines, looked at the amount of prizes that they were doing, I knew I was going to win this. And I told friends of mine within the sweepstakes community, family members, the statistics were absolutely in my favor. So how does that work? Well, they had several entry periods that lasted a week. And without pulling up the rules, I'll just take a guess. Maybe it was 6 entry periods. each a week long. Well, how can you enter? As it was for a lot of the Mr. Beast contest, if you're going to take the no purchase necessary method, you would get a postcard and then print out a barcode, then tape said barcode to the postcard, send it off, and hopefully they don't just throw all your entries in the trash. It makes it into a hopper, and they end up pulling one of your postcards. More on that later. Option number 2 is obviously what most sponsors and marketing departments want. They want you to buy the product. Well, you have weekly entry periods, and you can enter daily. And on the daily side, they want you to buy one product, perhaps 2, because you can do 2 entries daily. So you can buy 2 Mr. Beast bars or 2 of this Mr. Beast or Feastables at 7-Eleven or Speedway only. Could not go to a grocery store or Walmart or Target. Okay. The caveat was if you did not want to buy 2 products, if you purchase the Feastables chocolate milk or the Feastables sour candy, that one item would count as 2 entries. Well, that sounds better already because the chocolate bars are typically $2.50, $3. 7-Eleven was running a promotion where you can get 2 for $4. But the Feastables milk was, depending on which 7-Eleven you went to, $3.29 or $3.49. Well, my time is valuable, so I didn't want to go the postage route and mail in 2 barcodes every day and spend my time doing that. So I went the purchase route, and I didn't start until I think it was the 3rd entry period, because when I originally read that sweepstakes on one of the sites, they said the grand prize is a year's worth of Feastables chocolate, which I get it. It's good stuff, but it's not a sweepstakes I would shoot for. Well, cut to 2 weeks later, I come across the same contest on a different site that spells out, yeah, they have a grand prize of a year's worth of chocolate. However, they're also giving away like 130 Xboxes every week. So the old light bulb went off in my head. I read the rules. I looked at the statistics, the entries, how to do it, and came up with my game plan. I was going to start purchasing at the beginning of the entry period, which I believe it was a Sunday, and they ended on Saturdays. Don't quote me on that. And I went to a local 7-Eleven because I have 3 of them within 3 miles. I bought a Feastables chocolate milk every day for 7 days. The entry period ended, and I decided to wait just to see if I was as good as I thought I was. They did the drawing on Friday, and wouldn't you know it, the following Tuesday, I got an email congratulating me on being a potential winner, filled out the forms, and 2 weeks after that, I had an Xbox in my hands. But as soon as I won, I let my buddy Bill Jensen know about it. Now, he's in Florida and does not have any 7-Elevens or Speedways near him. So he went the no purchase necessary route. Wouldn't you know who also won an Xbox? Just based on the sheer number of Xboxes they were giving away every week. I also let my buddy Dave Waters know, and I let my cousin Luke know. And they did their week of purchases, and wouldn't you know who won the pony? Both of them. So everybody who was involved in this ended up winning an Xbox just based on the sheer number that were available. And when you think about it, okay, there's 130 Xboxes being given away every week. Besides all of our friends who do sweepstakes and are resigned to doing the no purchase necessary option, because we're sweepers, that's what happens. How many people knew about this contest? How many people shop at 7-Eleven? How many people, went every day to buy a Feastables product? Hardly any. I mean, it's people who notice these sweepstakes and want to win something like this who are the ones buying the actual product and saving the receipt and taking a picture of the receipt and cropping the receipt and uploading the receipt. And I called it from the very beginning. And you can ask any one of those fine gentlemen that I mentioned. I said, I'm going to win this thing because it would be harder to not win it based on the sheer amount that they were giving out. So when you're looking at contests and they have weekly entry periods, and I get it, sometimes you don't want to buy the product, but also think about your time. Do you want to print out these barcodes and write out a postcard because it has to be handwritten and you're going to have to pay for postage? Or is it just easier to spend the $3.50 for 7 days, which ended up being $26, and getting, I didn't even look at the retail value. What's an Xbox? $300? Great prize. So very happy it worked out. Very happy for all my friends who entered and won. And I also heard of some folks in my sweepstakes group who, I never mentioned it to. They did the same thing. They did the AMOE. Some of them did the purchases. And there were plenty of Xboxes to give out. So I hope if you're listening that you are one of those people and that you're enjoying your Xbox. I'm probably going to set it up in our guest room where we have a TV. So when I don't feel like sitting at my computer, I can lay in bed and start smashing people in Fortnite. So we'll see how that works out. But always look out for these contests where even if you have to purchase something, look at the amount of prizes they're giving away. And we'll also be talking about that shortly because I have another one that made number 1 on this week's top 5 list. And it's ending soon. It's ending on January 31st, but I've been entering since November and buying product. So is it as easy as the Feastable ones? Nope. But I think there's a good shot of doing this. So we'll see what number 1 is, but we can't get to number 1 without starting at number 5. And number 5 on this week's top 5 list on Official Rules, a Sweepstakes podcast, is the Quaker New Year, New Possibilities Sweepstakes. Why did I choose this one? Well, the prize is a $50 Visa cash card. I personally typically don't bother doing any sweepstakes unless the prize is over $100, and then law of averages, it has to be $100 for a month, not a 6-month or 12-month entry. But because I know a lot of you folks would love to have a $50 cash card, there are 455 of them available in this sweep, brought to you by the Quaker Oats Company. That's a total value of $22,750 worth of prizes. This one is open to all of our friends in the U.S. and D.C., ages 18 or older, and 19 in Alabama and Nebraska. This one started on December 29th. It runs all the way until March 30th, and it is a daily. I'll be posting the links in the notes. So don't you worry, the Quaker New Year, New Possibilities Sweepstakes at number 5. Number 4, the Blue Diamond New Year, New You Sweepstakes. Isn't that the truth? New year, new me. You're going to get a $20,000 cash prize if you're the grand prize winner. However, if you are not, 1,500 first prize winners are going to get a $20 digital gift card to a national clothing retailer. And then 1,500 second prize winners are going to get a Blue Diamond Almonds Thin Dipped product. Total value of all prizes, $59,000 even, brought to you by Blue Diamond Growers. This one is available to all of our friends in the U.S. and D.C. who are ages 18 or older. This one started all the way back on December 15th. It is a daily, and this contest will close on April 30th. So, plenty of time to enter. Put it on your list. Put it in your bookmark. and stop entering after April 30th. Coming in at number 3, the Seedlip Dry January Sweepstakes. Pretty easy. They're going to have 2 grand prizes, and it's going to be $5,000 in e-gift cards. Legal residents of the U.S. and D.C., ages 21 or older. This one runs for exactly 1 month, January 1st through January 31st, and it is a one and done. So throw your name in the hat, enter once, forget about it, and then hopefully you'll get an email within a couple weeks of that contest closing. Coming in at number 2, because I'm biased and I've wanted to win a travel trailer for ages, we have the good old 2026 Camping World Win a New RV giveaway. They do this one every year. It runs from the 1st until the last of the year, so this one will close on December 31st. It is a one and done. It's open to all of our friends in the contiguous United States and DC, excluding our friends in Puerto Rico, ages 18 and older. They're going to give away 4 2026 Keystone Coleman 13B travel trailers. Those each have a retail value of $10,399. Total amount of prizes is $41,596. Enter now, enter mid-year, enter before the end of the year. Just enter, throw your name in the hat, and maybe you'll be able to win one of those fantastic travel trailers. That's number 2, and as I promised, number 1 on this week's top 5. And what do I think I'm going to win next? I'm hoping for a Nintendo Switch 2, and this is brought to you by the Capri Sun Sip to Win sweepstakes. So they are giving away 50 Nintendo Switch 2s, as well as a download code for a digital game. $530 a piece, total amount $26,500 worth of prizes. This one ran from November 1st, and it's ending at the end of this month in January. So what can you do here? You can do the good old index card and envelope combo with a stamp and send it in. Hopefully they do something with them and they don't end up just in the trash. Or you buy each Capri Sun product. So the smallest version I have found is the 10-pack, specifically at Walmart. They're roughly $3.49 each. This is a product that I buy anyway for my son, and to be honest, myself. I have a Capri Sun in my lunch bag every day for work. So if I'm buying it anyway, I typically buy 3 boxes at a time. However, I go to Walmart and I use the self-checkout. So I do each purchase separately because unlike other sweepstakes from this company that they've had in the past, they are not going to count line items of product on the receipt. They want one purchase, or they want one receipt per entry. So when I go, I'll get 3, but I will scan it and pay for it, scan it and pay for it, and scan it and pay for it. So I gotta have 3 receipts. So I submit the receipts once every day, which reminds me I have 1 left to do. But there's nothing in the rules that says you can't do multiple receipts per day. And I've read through them. It's not a 1 per day thing. So good luck to anyone who tries that one. I currently have, I think it was 7 mail-in entries that I did, and I have 13 purchase entries. So those 13 purchases are going to be equivalent to roughly $40. So it's not necessarily, what's the money you're spending to get a Nintendo Switch? No, it's a product that I would buy anyway, and the kicker is I have a chance to win a Nintendo Switch 2, which would be awesome. But, are the odds as good as the 7-Eleven Feastables contest? Absolutely not. There's just, it's not multiple entry periods. It's not 130 prizes per week. It's 50 total prizes. But honestly, I think your best chances, if you like the product and you're able to consume the product, is to go ahead and buy the product. So we'll know more on this probably mid-February or end of February if I do end up winning. Not as confident as the Feastables one, but more confident than not when it comes to actually purchasing product and winning a contest. So we're going to see what happens there. And that was number 1 on this week's top 5 list. So, as always, I'm looking forward to a new monthly format. I'm looking forward to you checking in with me, and I'm looking forward to not only winning myself, but hearing about your wins. And you could tell me about your wins at sweepstakespodcast@gmail.com, sweepstakespodcast@gmail.com. If you want to tell me about your wins, or drop me a line just to say hello, like my good friend Carolyn Fensel, who was so nice to send me holiday greetings back in December. Carolyn, I hope you're doing fantastic. And to all my friends and listeners out there, make 2026 a great year for yourself. I hope everything goes fantastic. I wish you obviously a lot of wins, but most importantly, beyond wealth, I wish you great health. Hope everything goes well for you. I hope you win a lot. If you play the numbers and do lottery, I hope you hit it big, because there's enough cash and prizes and stuff to go around for all of us. So if you're on a dry spell, and don't be that person that hates on others for winning. Congratulate. Don't play or hate. Congratulate. This has been Official Rules of Sweepstakes Podcast. I'm Jay Victor. Thanks for checking in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
This has been a Father and Son production.